Ninja and Hysteria going against Thief and Typical Gamer. This is going to be a phenomenal matchup overall. Let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking overall. Who will take it? Like I said, I'm predicting a shifty drop from both teams.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, for the most part, fairly expected when it comes into both these squads. I think this for Thief and Typical Gamer. We talked about their mirroring strategy. I know we were kind of bringing that up. When it comes down to this matchup, if Thief and Typical have somewhat of an advantage, know that they are going to do their very best to really kind of hang on to that lead and do whatever it takes to close out a victory, especially versus a very talented team like Ninja and Hysteria. But it looks like here for Ninja and Hysteria, Typical shifty drop. For Thief and Typical, though, they're going the opposite side of that. They're heading east, and it looks like they could be going maybe along the lines of a Salty or a Retail Row.
Salty, yeah. Interesting. Okay, and they look like they're going for a hot drop. They're not even hitting the outskirts like we see.
And this is what I'm a little bit worried about, man.
I'm worried myself.
I'm not worried about it at all. It's Thief. I mean, this guy's grind for the last 10 years in video games in general. Never quit, been on the stream grind all throughout Modern Warfare Remastered. You kind of started to see him reemerge there a little bit. Fortnite comes out. The guy comes out with a vengeance. We've seen them win our events before here for Friday Fortnite, and they're just dropping like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Can he do the dance for us real quick with the little side hands? You know what I'm talking about, like the steering wheel? The tidy? Oh, yeah. Hey. Taylor's obviously been going to the clubs and trying that out. Hashtag Tinder alert. Let's get it.
Speaking of which, go to the club, drop some Fortnite dances. You get all the ladies. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, because they all have little brothers or sisters that watch it, so they know the dance moves. They know
Not the route I was going, but hey, it is out there.
No, what I meant is they know the dances.
No, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, hey, I'm telling you, the club is the way to go. Do the loser dance when you're in there? Well, I don't know about that one.
Hey,
that's actually
my 12-year-old nephew knows this dance.
Imagine just like some very popular song comes on, Taylor's just doing the L dance. Like,
yep, you know I'm not picking up any ladies there. Yep. Yep.
oh my god.
Taylor, I didn't mean to trash talk.
Hey, totally cool, man. You know what? It's open game, open season here.
Dude, if I move too fast, I'd literally cause an earthquake. So don't feel bad about it at all. Okay.
I felt it vibrated when you were on your way
I almost
up
wrecked
here.
the car today. Snoop Dogg came on. I just started moving. The car almost flipped.
Snoop Dogg, best rapper out there. Saw him in concert. Phenomenal stuff.
Twice.
But hey, you saw him
seen
twice?
him twice with Wiz Khalifa.
I seen him once. I saw him with.
Yeah, they had a vape off at the end of their.
Yeah, there's a game going on. Ninja and Hysteria, Thief Typical Gamer. Seeing a very slow start for Ninja and Hysteria. No squads tend to drop over at Shifty, and that's going to force a rotation over to Tilted as they have to start getting to work. They know the frags are starting to stack against them as Thief and Typical Gamer are starting to sit at 3. As obviously we were worried a little bit about that. Well, you weren't worried, Legion. Me and Landon were worried about that hot drop over towards Bunker, but it seems to be beneficial in their favor as they are, in fact, blowing away buildings, blowing away the competition, and looking pretty good.
And one thing that's nice when we talk about Thief and Typical Gamer is actually the communication that they have. They obviously won a title back in week number 2, of course, being the victors of that particular tournament and whatnot. They kind of have a lot of chemistry when it comes down to each other. And along with having that chemistry comes along the fantastic communication that they already possessed even coming into being a duo for Friday Fortnite. Whenever I was watching Typical Gamer actually heading into week number 2, wasn't super familiar with him. I'd obviously watched a lot of his YouTube videos, but wasn't really sure when it comes down to a competitor how he would be. A fantastic communicator. You could argue probably a better communicator than player, which already in itself is very hard to imagine that being a thing. But these two guys, they're absolutely deadly. And whenever they're on their game, you could argue that they're almost unbeatable.
The first time I actually met Andre was at like a YouTuber creators meeting in Las Vegas back in 2014. This dude was on the come up in terms of viewership, subscribers. Next time I see him, it's at, I believe it was for Advanced Warfare. It was like a Call of Duty recording session for one of the early DLCs. Had no idea that he was as good at video games as he actually was, because I'd never seen him except for some of the comedic videos that he does a lot of GTA content. Every game this guy touches, he's pretty good at, to be 100% honest with you. And to see him do so well in Fortnite just proves if you're good at other games, keep that type of communication in, and transitioning over from one title to the other is not necessarily impossible. So for anybody out there that's like, oh, man, I can't play this game competitive, I haven't put enough time in yet, give it a try. Why not? Go for it.
Yeah, and plus this game is so new and still with the competitive circuit still, 6 months away roughly. I mean, there's a lot of time to kind of develop yourself as a Fortnite player. So there's a lot of potential to see a lot of come-ups here, especially with the not being franchised. The ability for you to come in as an individual and prove yourself overall is the way to go. And we've already seen it with Saturday Fortnite, with Friday Fortnite, of course, with Drama and Baldy coming in there now on Optic. We saw Tendons and Shaw Claude come in. Of course, I don't know if they got picked up by an organization, but at least they showed themselves to potential sponsors, to potential organizations out there. And it only takes at least one moment in the spotlight to kind of prove yourself and showcase your true skills to be picked up. But I do want to talk and kind of set this up for the next game, because whoever wins this will have the potential to move on to play TSM, Myth and Hamlins, or potentially Pack-a-Punch and Almighty. But that is going to be a stacked matchup. You got to be thinking whoever wins this move on to potentially play TSM. That's going to be a huge testament to each other's team's skills. And obviously, we talked about the stacked bracket. But there it is.
Wow,
the Skybridge is going to go down. Maybe a Pop Rock. Maybe a Pop Rock in the hands of his opponent coming in. But you're seeing some knocks happening on both sides. But Thief and Typical Gamer with this Dusty push seem to be making it work and making it work well.
And Thief, already a fantastic builder. You could argue the Playground mode that was obviously recently added, making his overall building so much better, which is a very deadly combo along with his fantastic gun skill in total. But, man, we've been watching some insane build battles going off between pro players. I know a lot of the Fortnite community has had the option to finally get to watch their dream matchups, right? Your Myth versus Tfue, your different scenarios that are really out there. We got to watch over the last few days, which personally I was glued to watching a lot of the pro Fortnite players battle up against each other to see who was kind of leading for the most part. And Thief, a lot of the time, was winning a lot of these fights versus some top guys who we see in Friday Fortnite quite a bit of, from week to week and whatnot. And obviously, when it comes down to your typical Joe, right, your random guy who's in Fortnite, when you're facing off against players like this, it's only going to make the player base of the game even better. The fact that you can practice building whenever you want to on Playground, it's going to raise the player base's overall, skill.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue how much, but building in this game is so influential. And the fact that you have a free mode to do that whenever you'd like, it's going to be great for the whole player base.
Yeah, I know. I was playing in Playground, and I was trying to practice on my builds myself to get that ramp, the new meta, where it used to be, the ramp wall. Now it's the ramp wall, floor. So that's kind of the thing I was trying to practice, which is incredibly difficult once you try and do it yourself.
Insane.
So to watch these players do it consistently is hard. But as I say that, let's get back on track with the match. Hysteria is going to be extremely weak. Hopefully Ninja is going to be around. But actually, no, Ninja's going to be at Pleasant, so Hysteria, he's all alone to try and pick this up. Of course, still being aggressive, coming in with that semi-sniper rifle coming out, trying to pick off the heads of his opponents there. This is a very, very dangerous situation. We see Ninja now trying to make his way over there, but of course he does have some distance to cover, and he's going to be in a fight himself. So a lot of potential here for Ninja and Hysteria to go down. If that happens, Thief and Typical Gamer, they already have the lead. It could get deadly.
It definitely could. Of course, right now Ninja trying to find these kills and does find the knock. But like I said, Hysteria does get taken down, Legion.
Yeah, I mean, Hysteria gets knocked there, and that's just an unfortunate situation. One thing that I thought was interesting is he had 4 grenades, 4 explodes there in the pocket, did not use them. In that situation, it's kind of hey, maybe just chuck it off, try to bounce it off that side of that mountain, maybe knock their build down, just to try to buy some time. You saw Ninja get there. He literally needed to buy maybe 10 to 15 more seconds, but you're seeing him get dinked as well. Those 2 players were obviously experienced. They end up pushing Hysteria, and now you've got a 1v2, but of course Ninja just says good night, tucks him in, gives him a blanket and a teddy bear, a whole Snuggie outfit, actually.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if they're going to be able to bring him back up, or if Ninja's going to go ahead and push and try to go for these kills.
And how uncommon is this, Taylor, to see Ninja and Hysteria, one of them drop early? I mean, you could argue last week this maybe never even happened, or at least this is just so uncommon to see one of these guys drop, one of the best teams that's staying alive in all of Friday Fortnite. And with the Hysteria gone, thankfully for Ninja, he can sit on the fact that there is less than 20 frags available on the overall scheme of things. But still, that is very scary when you talk about a team like Typical Gamer and Thief. They are prior champions for a reason, a very dominant squad in past tournaments. It's great to see them back together, but Ninja desperately needs to stay alive. These kills are going to be huge when it comes down to map number 2. If they come into it with a deficit, it is not going to spell well for them, but constant knockdowns coming through from Ninja. His build goes away, and then the snipe nearly comes in, of course, trying to settle himself back on some builds because he has no more HP. He has no more health items or shields to settle himself back. It's going to be straight off of building or
Ninja.
other items off the ground. There goes 8 frags in total for Ninja as he stays alive.
Yeah, and I was going to point, plus he finds a chug jug, not to mention, so that's going to help him out tremendously. But, I was going to say, yeah, Hysteria drops, but Ninja, we've seen him in his streams in prior past. He's so used to solo squatting himself. So this really is just a normal playthrough that he's normally going to do anyway. So honestly, I have the utmost faith for him to come in. But still, you got to be thinking, Thief, Typical Gamer, both of them up. We're seeing Ninja, he's sitting at 8 respective kills, but so is Thief. He's in another engagement
Take a look at the zone placement.
You do see the zone placement. He's got a lot of ground to cover, but of course, Thief and Typical Gamer themselves do as well, but they're all spread apart. But Thief and Typical Gamer, in terms of RNG overall, they have found all of the engagements. You talk about that salty drop. They found so many engagements there. They also rotated through Dusty, found a lot of teams there as well, and now they're going to be at Loot Lake trying to find teams themselves. They have at least two squads in front of them, and it looks like they are looking to make good on their promise. They're going to be going in, just dinging shots left and right, but a good build battle happening here. Thief will get the high ground, drops down just a little bit, missing the player, finds him at the bottom, gets the knock with a great twitch shot coming in, getting the thirst and some much-needed resources to continue the fight with this squad straight ahead.
And they're actually all pretty far away from the circle as well. So finding that med kit's going to be definitely helpful, trying to make their way in. But, of course, a lot of action here around Loot Lake and that respective little RV campsite area. We were talking about this earlier on. You maybe see 1 or 2 squads have some sort of engagement, but you're looking at, I believe, what is this, 4 or 5 squads now? We've seen both of these duos have to run through. Thieves with 10 kills, 7 out of typical. And this is that chemistry that we've been talking about. They do so well week by week because guess what? They've always got each other's back, respect each other's play style, and of course you're going to see TG in the back playing extremely smart. Right there, smart move as well. Doesn't shoot down his teammates' build, does try to get the other rear side of that, but of course builds up to it. Another kill, 19 total for both of them.
This is just phenomenal play coming through. You see the bait at some point coming in, like from TG, Thief playing very well along with like his build. The entire battle, there was like 4 or 5 frag opportunities. They escape with every single one of them. Granted, they are a little bit close to the zone. Ninja pretty much was in the same situation. The issue with Ninja right now is that he was on the exact opposite side of the map to where the new zone's going to be. So all of those kills from Thief and Typical go unscathed, right? They're able to find all those frags while Ninja is just hardcore sprinting for the rest of this match. Thankfully, he's going to be in zone. He can kind of reevaluate the situation as it currently stands, but talk about what an open situation that it was right there from Thief and Typical Gamer to have so many free opportunities just because of having themselves well placed on the map.
Now you got to be thinking about game number 2. Ninja, even if he does pick up more frags, he's not going to be able to cover that deficit that he currently has. So he is going to be going in at a minor deficit, finding some players just up ahead. But Thief and Typical Gamer also probably going to be spotting them just shortly. But you got to be thinking now, does Ninja and Hysteria, typically they don't go into round number 2 with a deficit. So do they change up their strategy? Do they maybe go for a split? Do they land shifty once again? I don't think they'll split, but at least another shifty drop. Would it be possible? It's a very slow start. They've got to come in hot and heavy, so we could potentially see a hot drop, but it's, of course, going to be depending on at least these final frags. You do see Ninja getting some ding shots, but it looks like Thief will get the better end of the stick coming in and able to finish him off himself. We do see a knock, though, from Ninja, so they are going to trade back and forth, but with Thief and Typical Gamer leading the way, Ninja might not be able to pick up these last remaining frags.
Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate, really, for Ninja and Hysteria, because like you said, regarding landing zones, of course, we'll break it down a little bit further once the game comes up. But like, what do they really do? Like, what's the call from this squad? And like I said, right now, Ninja just trying to manage the deficit, kind of come into this one and find as many kills as he possibly can. And also a major question for me heading into game number 2 as well. Thief and Typical Gamer. This was a squad who was probably one of the most annoying teams to face off against when they had a lead. They were one of the first teams to literally hardcore mirror the opposition every single time. Regarding Ninja and Hysteria's play coming into this next match, do they play passive? Do they want to, be more aggressive? Facing off against a team like Typical Gamer and Thief, they might force you to play more aggressive because if you play passively, they're going to be on your heels the entire time. So a lot of questions, I'm sure, in the back of the minds right now for Ninja and Hysteria, and have to be very, very careful. Most likely heard that trap being placed down. Ninja, though, from the skies, does manage to take down one, having that blue pump and that gold heavy in his arsenal. Thankfully, will be able to grab a little bit of that loot, but has to keep his mind headed forward, keep his eyes on the prize, because there's still a few more eliminations to go.
And look at the great play style from Thief and Typical Gamer. Thief in another engagement himself, but he's already sitting at 11 total frags, along with 11 down the bottom there for Typical Gamer. That is a 22 frag game between the two of them, and that is impressive to say the least. Of course, still trying to rack them up himself as Ninja is just trying to go into damage control at this point. Of course, only 1 frag remaining, or excuse me, 2 at this point. They're all going for it too, as they have seemed to spot him, and there it is. It looks like Ninja will pick up 1. Typical Gamer, though, will pick up the other, so they trade out back and forth. And with that being said, we see 12 frags for Ninja and Hysteria, and then a total of 24 for Typical Gamer and Thieves. 12 frag lead going into game number 2. That is a lot, and now you have to start questioning, where's the drop going to happen? We talked a little bit about it previously, but a split here wouldn't surprise me, but I don't see them going shifty at this point.
Yeah. I mean, just like Landon and I predicted, we knew that Thieves and Typical Gamer were going to come out on top there for game 1. Totally what we predicted. 12 kill deficit. What are you guys thinking here for the drop? My guess is that Ninja and Hysteria maybe go tilted. Why not? Maybe they drop there. Maybe they go somewhere like retail, depending on where the, obviously that bus is going to be headed. I want to see them hot drop. I want to see Ninja go off and get another 20 kills with the minigun. You know,
Yeah.
LMG, whatever.
LMG.
I'm all about it.
Oh man, that'd be
Which the
insane.
minigun's a shred cannon now as well, so it really doesn't matter. You can put a waffle in his hand,
If
beat you to death with an Eggo.
Egos, the way to go is
Second,
an
you
Eggo
see
way.
what I did?
I see what
That's
you
two
did there,
times.
brother. Sponsorship
the plug.
incoming or what?
Hey,
Oh,
please.
boy.
Eggo waffle's the best thing for breakfast.
And back to Stranger
Blueberry.
Things we go, right?
I'll tell you what.
But honestly, wouldn't surprise me now if we see that fatal drop that I've been talking about. We saw King Richard get it. He got 7 frags there. Of course, that's one of the Battle Pass objectives. Wouldn't surprise me. We see maybe Hysteria Ninja drop fatal, and then the other one potentially drop tilted. Could see that. That's what I'm kind of thinking. But I think for sure we might see a fatal drop here, which is something I would be excited about. Maybe even fatal, and then one goes salty, because that wouldn't be a bad objective, because one runs fatal and then meets up at salty with their opponent. But then again, of course, typical gamer thief, they just went salty themselves. They came in it and they ran it extremely well. But do we see another hot drop from them too? They went bunker house. Do they play it more passive? But like you said, the mirror strategy, there's so much possibilities here. It's absolutely insane.
We did not.
No, we did not. In fact, actually,
Not
Typical
all of
Gamer and
us
Thief was
predicts.
my prediction overall. I felt pressured by you two to pick Ninja and Hysteria.
So you picked Ninja and Hysteria.
I did.
We all
We all
picked
did.
Ninja and
It's
Hysteria.
true.
But it's game 1, so we don't know what's going to
It's a
happen
fun
for
fact. It
game 2.
has to be
However, you know, everybody's a winner in my heart.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Great
Do you
to
see what I
say.
did there? I
That
just
was
I just
great.
sold out. I sold out. I pandered to the audience. So no big deal.
Ooh.
Also, I love watching Typical's YouTube sub count go up every single time that he's playing this game. They've already dropped. He's got a hunting rifle. I feel like that's the absolute worst. Just kidding, guys. During the pre-games, I just wanted to see if anybody would believe that for a second, but he wasn't. It was the pre-game lobby. I just wanted you to know that.
I appreciate that.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm just like very like
looks-
zoned into what exactly is the call from Ninja and Hysteria. So down 12 kills, they're gonna go Greasy Grove. Normally this is not an ideal choice for them, but based on the bus's kind of
Yeah.
like overall location at the start, this is not a bad drop by any means. So what they're gonna try to do is land in Greasy, quickly transition over to Shifty. Once from Shifty, either head to Salty Springs, you go to Tilted Tower. So they kind of have their route set up. It's a matter of how many engagements are they gonna get in. How fast can they transition there as well? And you're going to notice Thief and Typical Gamer not going to be on board with that. They're going to go on the outskirts of Salty Springs yet again, kind of going with a similar strategy. They're up by 12 kills. They don't have to play aggressive. They can kind of play this passive style, at least off the start. And from there, maybe later join alongside, maybe later mirror Ninja and Hysteria. But speaking alongside of Hysteria, quick shots coming forward, already very low on HP. Does the thirst come in? Hysteria by himself crawling over a hedge. And can Ninja be there to pick up his squad mate? And yes, he's going to be here. Goes for the knockdown, but there is a knock, right? There's got to be at least one more teammate alive. And talk about a very scary start for our defending champions. Already one of them down, and you see Ninja being very aware. Not a whole lot of mats to his side. Does he want to try to go for the immediate res, or does he want to try and find this kill as fast as he possibly can? Hysteria still well on HP regarding his down. It's still good for maybe, the next minute or so to stay alive. And it looks like this player is actually dancing in the hot tub. What in the world was
He's
that?
just taking a little flip flash bath.
Oh my God.
He's just in there having a good old time.
Because obviously we can't hear what's going on. You can imagine Ninja like hears that emote. He's probably thinking, okay, this is a really good player. He's trying to bait me out. Little does he know there is literally a random player doing the worm in a bathtub.
There's a legitimate dolphin just in there hanging out.
Welcome to Friday Fortnite. Most
my
interesting thing
God.
I think I've seen by far out of all the 9 weeks that we've been doing this. But that works out in Ninja's favor. He's able to save his teammate Hysteria, and they're going to continue chipping away at that deficit. Now, with the salty drop from Thief and Typical Gamer, you'd expect them to at least find a couple of frags. But based on the bus's trajectory, they have not found any teams just yet, leading Ninja and Hysteria to kind of still run their way through Greasy Grove. Of course, that was directly in the path of the bus. And then also to Greasy, not too far off the shifty drop that they typically make. So they're still feeling very familiar with the area, very familiar with the overall strategy, and they can kind of implement what they have been doing and kind of mirror what they've been doing to kind of progress throughout our Friday Fortnite brackets. But with that being said, still a lot of work to be done, and the frags are dwindling away now. So we'll see. Can the comeback happen? They were down 12 coming into this. Now they're only down 8. So it's very possible.
Oh, Ninja had to be very careful. Gets
Wow,
low
did
on
you
HP.
see that crouch play?
There's
He
some,
dodged that
yeah.
shotgun bullet. I need to utilize that on my own gameplay. That's a smart move. He had the misbuild, and then he takes the first shot and then ends up dipping underneath the second one on some Matrix-style stuff. So
There's gonna be quite a few Switch
where's
players.
that emote?
There's gonna be quite a few Switch players who see you literally just kind of prone and like, how is that in the game? Like, how do you do that?
You can go prone? There's sound?
that
Whoa!
player
Harry
just
Potter on the other team.
All right,
Coming
nice
in
ping, buddy.
7 kills. Now only down by 5. I think this was a smart play Taylor, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I think it definitely was too. Kind of question Greasy, but based upon the bus, I mean, you had to be thinking there's going to be a lot of players Greasy, and obviously there has been, as they have wiped out 2 total squads at this point and still more to come. But, of course, where do they rotate from here? Do they go shifty, maybe hit up tilted? It's going to slow down for them quite a bit, so a lot of work still remains as Thief and Typical Gamer have now worked their way out of Salty. They're going to be on to Dusty and pushing ever forward for whatever lays ahead of them. But still, a lot of ground they can cover themselves, and they're just on the outside of that circle, so they'll be able to play the gatekeeper role and maybe able to find quite a few teams pushing in from the Storm.
But very aggressive play actually coming through from Thief, as he's going to be constantly challenging players inside of Dusty Divot. We're kind of speaking on the factor, speaking on the topic of aggressiveness as we see right now being shown from Thief. Right now from Ninja and Hysteria, they play passively off the start, and they're going to be up to, 8, 9 eliminations already? I love this play from them. Of course, we talked about the hot drop coming in from, obviously, here in Greasy Grove. Like I said, we were kind of unexpected what exactly would come from it. But still, you didn't see them land Tilted Towers. You didn't see them land Pleasant Park. You didn't see them land an immediate, hot zone drop. They kind of played their game, played aggressive, but kind of were in the medium. They weren't necessarily playing super over-aggressive, but they weren't playing the most passive style possible. I love this drop for them. I think they played this very, very well. And it's what you come to expect from a team who has literally played so well, placing a guaranteed top 4 in back-to-back tournaments. First last week, and overall, this is a team who, if they were down, in the midst of needing to make a comeback, this is a squad who absolutely can do it. And like I said, they know the game plan. They have the blueprint on how to make this comeback happen, and they're executing it on it right now.
What sensitivity do you think Thief plays on?
46.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this is a controller, he's playing on a 6,000 because I'm watching him tap those trees and then immediately be back on target. But I guess once the animation connects, it doesn't matter at that point. You could just turn it and keep your eyes on the prize here. But interesting play. Once again, we're going to be seeing them zoning, which is something I feel like Thief and Typical Gamer do so well, is just play that outside of the circle. Of course, they know Ninja and Hysteria on the other side of the map. They're going to make their way into Loot Lake, just see if there's any snacks down there to have. If he hits a no-scope here, I'm leaving the venue.
I don't think he's going to hit it just yet, but it's quite possible as he continues to aggressively push forward to this player, and he does get the knock. It wasn't a no-scope, so of course we'll have Legion still staying in the venue.
That's right.
Luckily for us, because a duo cast is a lot tougher than a third three-person cast. But still with the aggression, he finally gets that elimination. But as you see, though, Ninja has been zoning these players down below with the zoom, as Hysteria is going to be pushing in from the back as well, as frags all around as they are wiping this lobby clean. But of course, though, with Thief and Typical Gamer finding frags themselves, they are going to be matching pound for pound what Ninja and Hysteria is throwing down. And because of that, there's still going to be a 5-frag deficit for Ninja and Hysteria, even though they are picking up these squads. So a great battle back and forth.
Yeah, they just destroyed this entire party that was happening in this bedroom. They just totally made their presence felt. They destroy everything in their path. And like I said, they're up to 12 kills in total after going Greasy Grove and Shifty Shafts. 12 frags? That is absolutely absurd. That is fantastic call coming in from Ninja and Hysteria. We talked about these guys together, being a duo in the past, having a lot of that chemistry forward. The call, whoever it was made by, fantastic one, and they executed on the plan very, very well. And now we're looking at the play coming from Thief the Typical Gamer. They go Salty Springs. They've gone Dusty Divot now into Loot Lake. They're only up to 6. Granted, they do have a massive lead heading into this game, which you can't target by any means. But hey, there's still constant eliminations coming through, as we just see one yet again coming there from Hysteria. They are just lighting everyone up.
Have we seen an abundance of scoped ARs and thermals today, or is it just me? Because I feel like we've seen more of them than I've seen in quite a while. But Thief taking a massive amount of fall damage does get falconed on and knocked. It's going to be super unfortunate for them, as they do need to continue to close this gap. I do believe they still have a minor lead, but of course,
he's getting thirsted.
6-12, he's going to be taken out here, as that circle's also going to be becoming so unfortunate. Thief now in a 1v, I believe, there's 2 or 3 left on that squad. They're in a gunfight with Ninja and Hysteria, looking pretty good here with 13 kills, still 30 engagements left in this game. Of course, with that storm closing, things are getting a little sticky out here, Landon.
And Typical Gamer is also weak himself, and he only has minis. With the storm pushing in very aggressively, we could see him drop, and actually he is in fact going to drop. You'll see it on the screen to your left that we just saw. He does drop, but I think the storm got the better of him, and yes, in fact it does. It's just ticking away as he tries to go for a last-ditch effort to pick up this kill. Does he get the thirst? No, he doesn't, unfortunately. Yes, there it is. That player finally dropped, so he's going to finish off. Now, this is what Ninja and Hysteria wanted. This is their opportunity now to make this comeback possible, and still plenty of frags remaining for them to do so, to move on in this tournament, as we see another knock coming in, and Ninja's possession pushing towards Tilted. we could definitely see Typical Gamer and Thief move into the losers bracket at this point, but still a lot of work to be done. RPG's moving in. Ninja trying to take out this player straight ahead. He's going to opt to go ahead and build and get quite aggressive as Hysteria laying down fire with the Zoom in the back, allowing Ninja to go in and get the knock with the shotgun. Now progressing over to the left as we see Hysteria now getting into a team fight of his own. Ninja will come down from the side to try and zoom down on him as they switch roles. As now Hysteria is going to be the one pushing forward progressively with the shotgun himself. And I love, like you said, I love that play. Both of them switching roles. We saw Hysteria laying down the suppressive fire, now Ninja doing the same, and that's what makes this duo so dynamic and works so well.
Look at the swap back. You're going to see Hysteria jump right back into it, and this is that veteran gameplay, not only just skill-wise here, but communication. You see how well they're playing off of each other. A lot of the times you'll see some of the younger guys panic. They'll try to resolve too much of their own fight instead of focusing on their teammate. But as you can see, they keep each other alive, which is going to be so important because every frag at this point matters. They've got no competition left except themselves to be beaten. Of course, you're going to see Hysteria get taken out, which is why I should just stop talking, Taylor.
No, the caster
He's
curse.
gone. Oh, my goodness, and now it all remains on Ninja. Of course, we're going to get a score update as fast as we can for you guys to see exactly how many kills are left and whether or not Ninja can even stay alive. That's the question to be asking currently. So many players in front of him. Could Thief and Typical Gamer get blessed? And as Ninja falls, that should be Thief and Typical Gamer who are literally out. They're down for the count. And it looks like they will be moving forward. Ninja and Hysteria, welcome to the losers bracket as all 4 players drop, and there were still 20 players alive. How often does that happen? Oh, my gosh.
That was like, what, 5 or 6 teams, 5 or 6 squads pitching that one position?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in that situation. And, of course, the one guy that you're dealing with isn't
they
somebody
were
that
so
doesn't know the
close.
buttons. You know, that guy in the bottom had that window build anyways. Ninja gets a nasty shot off. I think it was 86 damage with that heavy. Manages to just get waylaid from the side by another squad that was putting shots on him. And, man, that was such a good effort from them, though. Them and Hysteria, both of them just playing off of each other so well. But, unfortunately, they got waylaid. You got 1, 2, 3, fine. 4 squads come in. You're running into an impossible scenario.